Yeah. Did I hear something about the Fugees?
Yeah, so moved to New Jersey. I met the Fugees, and Dave Proswell was taking me to their studio called the Booger Basement in Orange, New Jersey. And so I think it was East Orange or something like that. And so I was over there programming beats every day for them as they were working on their album, but they didn't have their budget yet.
This was the score.
Yes, they didn't have the budget for the score yet. And so the executive producer that I was working with at the time told me, don't go back over there unless they pay you. And so I never went back. And when I never went back, they ended up taking a couple of tracks that I had laid down and started creating their own thing with it as well. So when you listen to Killing Me Softly, it's a beat, it's a bass line, and it's Lauren singing. And so that beat is one of the beats that I programmed while I was in the studio. Wyclef played the bass on it and Lauren sang on it. So it's 3 elements to the song. And I never went back. And then I hear the song on the radio. And all of a sudden I'm like, that's my beat. I was like, I produced that. And so I had the disc with the track on it and everything. Of course, at the time, you're very young and naive in the business. And so I had a lawyer that was working closely with Blackground, with Aaliyah and R. Kelly and all these people. And so she was telling me, don't sue them. We'll figure it out or whatever like that. And so I never went after them and tried to sue them for the record or went after trying to make sure I got credit and things like that. And even after that, Wyclef continued to try to work with me, tried to sign me, Proswell as well. And it's like, that was just a common thing that was going on during that time. A lot of producers were taken advantage of in those situations. And that just happened to be one of them. But I did learn from them that like when you get involved with producing a record, you have to stay engaged and you have to finish the record no matter what. And then make sure your business is taken care of. Because that record ended up going on that app sold like 30 million copies. That's still here today. Every time I'm in the grocery store or the dentist's office, so, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm just a vessel, and I was sent here to create music to make people feel something and make it have an impact on their life. And I know that record, whether I got credit for it or paid for it, I know that record to this day makes people happy. It makes people dance. It makes people reflect on a great time in their life. And so basically, I did my job. So that's all. You know, that's what I'm here for. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was their biggest single. It was their song that crossed them over, and because before that, the main audience for the score were the urban market, and when that song came out, it crossed over to the pop market. The album then blew up, and everything subsequently from that track was the big thing. But unfortunately, it seems like a common theme that we heard from artists going through this business side. We didn't realize producers suffer the same fate.
You don't have to further depress me by the impact of that record. No. Because I may be suing after this.
But it's the actual. It's a creation. It's a massive. No, it's a creation. So it's not. Keith Sweat and Teddy did one of my favorite albums, Make It Last Forever. But they didn't. They lost all their publishing, but they still created one of the greatest albums ever.
Do a lot in my conversations with Teddy and him working with Gene Griffin. A lot of that happened. Those type of things happen all the time to a lot of people. And when you get on the scene and you get in the mix with everybody, you start hearing a lot of those same stories of people that did entire songs that weren't credited for it or got royalties from it. And it's really hard to sue a major corporation like Sony, and you have to have a lawyer that really believes they want to go up against a corporation like that. And they're always worried about their other relationships with Sony and their artists that they have and how it may affect them. So, at that time, if you don't have the right legal team, beside you, it's really hard to challenge that.
Yeah, no, but as I said, that's the sad part of it. But I think one of the things that we do hope is that, because unfortunately, some of the artists who experienced these types of things went on to do it to other artists. It's almost like, well, they stole from me, so I need to steal from you, kind of thing. How did you make sure that you weren't going to be like, well, I didn't like what they did to me, so I'm not going to do the same to you?
I just come from a place that is my parents raised me with integrity, and I definitely know how that made me feel when I was taken advantage of. So I never wanted to be that type of person that would take advantage of an artist or a producer. My thing was that you have to look at yourself in the mirror, and it just doesn't feel right to do that to somebody. But I know a lot of these artists, a lot of these producers, they experience those things, and that's all they know. You know, they've experienced being taken advantage of so much. It's just second nature to them to operate in the same way. You know, don't come from that. And music just has a different means a different thing to me in my life. It's not about monetary success. I'm not just about trying to be the richest and the biggest producer in the world. It's more about finding value in making something, making a musical statement that will touch the world and make people feel something forever. So I place more value in that than I do on how much money you can make in this business, because the finances are up and down. The moment the money comes and goes, but when you're able to make a record to stand the test of time, that plays on forever and people forever. So that's me and what my purpose here as a producer is, than trying to, be this multi-millionaire because of records that I produce.
Yeah. When it comes to, what did you do for Blackstreet? Because was it on the fourth?
Called Bygones on their final album.
Okay, Bygone. Okay.
Which we were gonna pitch that to Michael as well, but Teddy wanted to use that for
Blackstreet. Okay. Yeah. The so people might be watching this and say, is that not Lenny Kravitz? I mean,
I've heard that before, but this is my dad. This is what my dad. He was a very stylish guy. All of these clothes I altered and took from his closet. Wow. His whole vibe, because he grew up in the 70s where afros and sunglasses and Black men that were very fashionable was the thing. And so I learned a lot about fashion and style from him. And Lenny is just the guy that encompassed that as well, and was able to basically take it to a place where he's the face of that. But, in the 70s, a lot of Black men were about style and fashion, and they were able to do that. But, I get inspired by Lenny as well. But as an artist, once I come out, I'm sure people will be able to take a closer look and realize that we're similar, but we're very different in so many different ways. So, but I applaud that. He's a very fashionable guy, and I like to consider myself the same thing.
Hey everyone, I want to thank you for being part of Halftime Chats. This new update is really about our membership, and I'm really excited to be able to fully launch the membership page. There will be things like full interviews from day one. As soon as the interview drops, you get access to it without any ads on it. There'll be some exclusive member-only videos that will just be some behind-the-scenes stuff and some other things that we will never be broadcast. For some members, you can be able to get actually 2 interviews, because I do have a backlog of almost 7 or 8 interviews that I don't even know when I'm going to be able to broadcast them. So you're able to get at least some of those up front, and some just behind the scenes stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that I have never been able to talk about or release. For everyone else, the videos will still be the same. Over a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks, depending on how long it is. So everything stays the same. The polls stay the same. The community chats, the community stuff stays the same. But I think with the membership stuff, I'm able to add a little bit more and invest a lot more time and energy in really supporting the members. So I do hope you come on that ride with me. I appreciate the support, and this will just help me continue to invest in taking things to the next level. Take care.